Y'all, this is Usher.
What's up? This is Beyonce.
Live and digital 24/7 at myfusionradio.com.
#1 station for hip hop and R&B.
One world, one voice. Fusion Radio. Live and digital 24/7 at myfusionradio.com. One world, one voice.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling?
Good. What's up, bro?
Yeah,
Feeling
feeling
good?
real good. Yes, feeling good. Feeling good.
Welcome to Braggworthy Podcast.
Okay.
I am Mama J. I go by Mama J. And I am coming to you all today just to, give you a little insight on what we are going to be doing on our podcast. We are entrepreneurs ourselves. So, and I am the host. Let me say that. I'm the host of Braggworthy Podcast. We're entrepreneurs ourselves. And we just want to bring light to our fellow entrepreneurs in our community.
They call me Chef Mike. I am the co-host. This is my beautiful fiance right here. That's my mother-in-law.
Hello.
I am going to be introducing her, Mrs. Aisha Dismute. My bad, Robinson. Let me throw the respect on there for Mr. Robinson sitting at home watching right now. And as far as our business and us being entrepreneurs, we do have a catering company. My lady does do teeth whitening. She also does certifications as well. So we'll make sure on our YouTube we put it in our Instagram so everybody can follow us and see where to find us at.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Miss Robinson, Mama,
Yes.
as I call you.
Yes.
Just tell us, a little bit about yourself.
Ooh, okay.
You're an author now.
Yes, ma'am.
You're an entrepreneur as well.
I am. I have a couple of businesses. I have a Yoni Steam business. So, I got a Yoni Steam business. I'm a notary public. I'm doing a lot. I just put out my first book, The Courage to Whisper. My
That's
time
right,
to
that's
speak.
right. Round of applause.
Yes. Definitely. Put in some hard work, And also, I just graduated this Saturday from the Tax Maven University. So I am also a tax preparer.
Salute
Okay.
to you.
Yes.
But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'm just a workaholic. I like to work. I like to get
Definitely.
things done. I got 5 grands, beautiful grands that, I love. I got 2 more kids. I have my baby girl Alexis, and my son, who passed away back in 2000. Ashton, he would have been 22 this year. So, long live Ashton the Great,
man.
But yeah, that's a little bit about me, and I'm newly married.
Congratulations again.
Another round of applause, okay? But yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Yes. So before we really dive in, I just wanted to give you your flowers from your oldest
Thank
to you, my mother. I'm very proud of you. So, just a little bit about your book for one, because that was a big deal.
Yeah.
For one, the title, let's start there.
Yeah.
The Courage to Whisper, My Time to Speak. That's a
So-
very powerful title.
Yeah, it's very powerful. So basically, a friend of mine reached out to me. Shout out to Lee Franklin.
Yes.
Okay, Lee Franklin Films. Shout out to her because she reached out to me to do a documentary on sexual abuse, or sexual molestation that's, in the home that people don't talk about.
Right.
And that documentary was called The Courage to Whisper. So like 4 years ago, she took us on this retreat. And it was a book retreat, to, express ourselves, just to get in tune with writing a book. And so after I did the documentary and she took me to the book retreat, it's just like, this is something that I knew I wanted to do. I wanted to speak up and speak out on things that, most of us don't like to talk about. We don't like to speak on. So that's really where the title, The Courage to Whisper. I kind of reached out to her. She's just like my mentor. So I kind of reached out to Lee and was like, hey, look, I want to write this book. I've gotten into this class, and it was a 30-day class with Miss Dr. Marita Kinney. So, and that's from Pure Thoughts Publishing. Okay. You can find her also on Instagram. But yeah, just kind of reached out, and I was just determined that I was going to get it done this time. And that's what I did. I just focused.
You got it done too.
Conquered.
Yes, I did.
You got
I
it
did.
done real quick.
Yep. It was less than 2 months when it it literally took me 3 years to get it together. But once I had it set in stone that, hey, this is what I needed to do, and I wanted to, speak to the world about sexual molestation, I just stayed focused and stayed, true to myself, authentic, and very transparent.
Right.
So me being close with the family, right? I didn't know it was something you've been working on for the last 3 years. Like, I didn't know it was something that you was working towards, and started planning that out 3 years ago. And as y'all know, I work so much.
Yeah,
One day y'all came to me and was like, okay, Ma writing a book. Boom, it seemed like a month later, okay, Ma done with her book. I see the printed copy at the house. I'm like, damn, what's going on? But that's what's up. You once you decided to do it, you executed it.
Yeah. It was just like, nope, I'm not going back. I mean, it was so many times that I was just on an emotional roller coaster where it was times that I wanted to give up. I just didn't want to do the book. It was times that I was crying and, had my husband come in and he's just like, you okay? Like, 1 minute I was okay. The next minute I wasn't okay. Right. It was just like, it was like a turnaround. I was okay, but then I get to writing and telling my story and, just reliving the things that happened that I was speaking about. Even now, just still talking about it, it's painful, but I'm at peace. Right. I'm at peace for what went on. So
one of those things that I do know stuck out to your daughter, before we get too deep into it, is on chapter 2, you wrote something that says, that is when I began really experiencing this thing called existence. Her as a daughter, she vented to me and she was concerned because she's like, that's my mom. I know her trauma. I know some of the things that she went through, but just to get an inside view of more of an explanation on exactly what that meant.
So for me, that's where, life began as it came into an existence for me is because I don't want to say I was sheltered because I wasn't. It's just a lot of things that my mom, didn't let me. She, I didn't see. Yeah, I didn't see. So racism, a lot of things that was talked about, a lot of things that were going on, I really didn't know about. I basically had to talk to other people. Other people had to tell me. I didn't really see. I was just me. Put it like that. Being in existence. A lot of people don't like to speak on, things that's going on.
Right.
And for me, that was just like, I saw no color. I was just myself. I became into a mindset. It was a mindset of, okay, this is life. It's really things that go on in life that are really kind of shocking. Right. It could be shocking to you, and you got to know how to handle, whatever comes towards your way. You gotta know, and some people can't handle, the situations and things that come their way. So for me, that's when I really began knowing the existence of life is just, knowing that just being me, I can be me. I don't have to change for anybody, period, at all. And not knowing. Some people just don't, they have to ask other people,
Gotcha.
what goes on, or like racism, or gays or homo, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like I saw none of that. I just was me. I was just a child that, I was going along in the world. Yeah, free spirited.
Gotcha.
So
that's pretty much it. Well, that gave me a better explanation because I was like, what do you mean? Like, my mom was living, she was existing. So I was concerned. And like he said, I lived with you. I know, most of your traumas, but it was a lot that me and all my siblings.
Yeah, I know.
Begin to.
Well, girl, you can ask them to me today. How about that? We can get it all out on the table today.
Yes, of course, as we always do.
Yes,
I don't think she gonna ask everything though. Y'all get too emotional.
We are crybabies.
Not everything. We only got an album.
I'm still a little gangster, so emotional gangster. Correct that. No, but what do you think, as far as in your book, stood out the most or would relate the most as far as your audience? Just because even though it is you speak on your molestation trauma, there is a few different traumas throughout your book.
Yeah. So basically my book, The Courage to Whisper, My Time to Speak, it not only speaks about sexual molestation, but it speaks about relationship abuse. It also speaks about me losing my son to gun violence at 4.5 months old back in 2000. It also speaks on, me being very rebellious for the things that I was going through, for the things that was happening to me. I was begging for attention, basically. I mean, that's what you would call it. You want somebody to see you and hear you. And when you're being truthful and you're honest and you're speaking on something that you know is dear and you know that you're telling the truth about it, it's just, yeah, it can get deep. So it messes with you, that like, dang, nobody's listening to me, Right. But at the same time, I got to put it out there. I have to let it be known that, yeah, it's a lot of things that I did. I was rebellious. I was in and out of jail. Like a lot of this in my book, you would never think you would look at me and be like, no, man, she has not been through that. But baby, yeah, I have. In and out of jail, knowing I shouldn't have been doing some of the things that I was doing.
Right.
Just acting out. Right. Thinking I can take over the system, outbeat the system, and I couldn't. Yeah, and I couldn't. You can't outbeat the system, So it was a lot of things that I did,
Well, we all got our journeys where we do think we can outbeat something.
Yeah.
Until we learn it for ourselves. That's what it always takes.
Yeah.
But speaking on the loneliness that you was just talking about, and a lot of people not knowing how to get it out, or people thinking one thing of you because how you may look, not knowing that you did go through that thing. You feel me?
Yeah.
You mentioned something about that in your book. I believe it was chapter 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. We was discussing it earlier.
Yeah. So basically, chapter 10 is how did I ease my pain, and I'm just gonna read a little bit here and there. What I feel like should be a good pointer or some things that you should know about what I was going through. Basically, there's no way to explain my pain other than empty. I was able to get the police report, and when I did, I was shocked to what I would find out. I went on for years after trying to make things work with him, and nothing would ever work. It was always something that we just could not come to agreement on. One day I sat on my screened-in porch, sat outside and had a personal conversation with my Father God. That was the first time ever I asked him, Lord, if this is not where I am meant to be, then please remove me. I remember saying, I have tried and tried to make this relationship work, and everything I am doing is not working. I asked for peace and understanding for what I was going through, to not only cover me, but to cover my children and my mother as well, because we all were going through this hard time and dealing with it the best way we knew how. The Lord eventually gave me what I asked for, but I had to come to grips with the fact that now I had to really get out here and work even harder to provide for the four of us. I went through so much to find me. I would find myself drinking heavily and engaging in drugs to numb all pain. Yes, I was a straight up addict. I would pop pills and snort cocaine and drink until I was drunk out of my mind. You are probably saying to yourself, no way, but yes way. I'm here to tell the truth because I know I will be set free, and I was. That to me was how I would hope to get by each day. But you best know I knew better, but I did not care. So that was the rebellious part.
You're right. And that's deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So at that time, I knew I had my kids. I had my girls, but I couldn't let my girls see me fail.
All right.
That wasn't an option for me. Failing, and that was something I drilled in their head. Failing is not an option. So when I was alone and, after going through that, I was going to make it happen by any means necessary. I wasn't going to depend on my kid's father to help me. I was going to get out here and get it by any means necessary. But at the same time, I knew I had to still be a role model to my girls. I knew that they were still looking at me, and they really was the ones that kind of gave me my sense of peace and strength. That's real. Like, my girls, to see them every day, I would definitely put into their heads every day of what they needed to do, and not worry so much about the negative. But it was just they kept me positive. They kept me going. I was not going to let them see me fail at all. So yeah, I did some things, I'm not proud of, but we all do things we're not proud of, I'm here to say you can overcome all of it.
That's right.
You can overcome all of it. So
I think all of that would touch a lot of different individuals in the world, not just women only, a lot of people, because a lot of the different traumas that you went through, men and women go through.
Yeah, definitely.
People bottle up feelings.
Yeah.
I lived with you, and like you said, you instilled in us, do not fail. Failure is not an option. Keep going. We're not quitters. Like, it's a lot of different things that were instilled in us that, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of made us tough around the edges,
It did. It
So,
did.
I think I definitely know for a fact that people relate to your story. People now have the courage to
whisper, speak up, speak out about it.
Absolutely.
Don't sit around and let someone control your mind because, of what they did to you.
Right.
Because they want to, put a mask over it, as they say, or, they don't want to talk about it, or they want to sweep it under the rug.
Right.
No.
And check
No.
all of that,
Yeah.
all of those different things, because with all of the traumas, it comes with that.
Yeah.
With you just being quiet.
I wouldn't let y'all go. Y'all couldn't go spend a night
Right.
to
Everybody's
nobody's
spending
house.
the night at our house.
No, everybody, y'all can come over here.
That's a
Not
fact.
all the parents. Yeah, everybody, y'all come over here. I don't care how many that want to come and spend a night, but y'all can come over here because they can't go no. Because see, I was a little crazy,
And of course, growing
and I didn't
up,
want
we
nothing to
thought-
happen. I didn't
Right.
want nothing to happen, especially after losing.
Orange.
Yeah, after losing one, it was just like I was going hard. I wasn't gonna lose another one.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And growing up, it was sometimes hard. You were the more lenient parent, so of course
still hard now. Hold on now.
No,
Still hard.
You were very hard on us.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. You were
Okay.
hard on us, but
Okay.
you were lenient when it came to us allowing us or giving us that chance. Like, okay, well, I'm giving you the chance. Don't mess up.
Because my mama always told me, you give them an inch and they take a mile. Well, I just threw a little bit out there. Give y'all a little bit just to see what y'all were gonna do.
As kids, we always gonna take the
Y'all
mile.
gonna take a mile,
Like
exactly.
You say you only can have a piece of candy, we take the whole
The
thing.
whole thing. So, yeah.
I get it though. Now I get it as I'm older and we
Yeah.
have our kids.
Yeah.
So we're learning more and
I know.
experiencing different things. So I definitely understand a lot more now. But then it was like, Mom, what are you doing? Sis, come on. You just was letting me. I just could do it last week. Okay.
Yeah.
But I understood. Now I understand even more. Even you talked to us then. It's not like you kind of sheltered us too much away from you. You told us what we needed to know,
Yeah.
and then some.
Yeah, because you're not gonna have a lot of people that's gonna tell it to you.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, that's
can
what I was told.
appreciate that. I can
So
appreciate
I rather for y'all to hear it from me than to hear from somebody else out in the street that's not gonna tell it to you the right way.
that. Right. Absolutely.
As it should be.
As it should be.
Like that with
No.
your parents, close friends.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
People that you call your family is supposed to be
It's
like
supposed
that.
to be like that. It's not
Yeah.
supposed to be any, secrets, as we say within the family. Family. A lot of people have that.
Had
thing
them
to where-
secrets.
yeah, and it's not supposed to be like that.
That ain't cool though to me.
You're supposed to be able to talk to your parents and talk to your, your family in general. That way, everybody is on one accord and everybody can move accordingly
Right.
with protecting the family.
Exactly.
You know, so
Exactly.
I definitely respect and appreciate my upbringing when it comes to that part, because you all protected us by letting us know, no, you're not going to friend's house. You know, people are crazy.
Yeah,
People may try to touch you. I don't
yeah.
know them folks.
Yeah, you know, that was
I
my
don't
that
know
was
them.
that was my words.
That's
I don't
all.
know them folks. I don't know them.
I gotta
They
get
gotta
to
come
know them.
here.
They can come
Yep.
over here.
Once I get to know them, I might.
Right.
There was a big
And
might.
that was a big might, because it was still that what if factor,
Mm-hmm.
which, you know, we don't live in fear, but
No.
just
You fear nobody but
protecting.
God, baby.
Absolutely. You know,
I-
I don't.
You know. So that's a big thing. You have to. You are. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay.
So it's all making sense now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. Like, damn, why wouldn't Ma let you come out for Thanksgiving and told us to come over there? That makes
Yeah.
sense. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Y'all could come over here for Thanksgiving.
And I had a whole crew with me. We all be in there
Yeah.
fixing
Yep.
food. Mama
Everybody.
wasn't
Yep.
everybody. So,
Yep. The whole
I mean,
crew.
It make sense now.
All
and
my
that
friends
is
would
cool.
come. Everybody.
Yeah.
Your friends, my
I,
friends.
my nerves was just too bad. My let me tell you, as far as like, and don't get me wrong, my mom wouldn't. My mama didn't never let nothing like I couldn't go nowhere either. My mama was real strict on.
We know about Dorothy. Now.
Yeah, don't let's talk about Dorothy, okay?
Dorothy.
Because she was strict. You think I was strict? No, Dorothy was strict. Okay, so it was just like, I knew it. Like, no, sneaking out the house, trying to be in by 5 o'clock before she get off work and have to come from downtown. She know I told her. She come from downtown, you know what I'm saying, working for Fannie Mae, and we staying in Marietta, and I'm supposed to be in the house. You don't go outside until till I get home.
Yeah.
Me being me.
Oh yeah, we done heard some stories
Yeah.
about you coming out the window.
Oh, well, you know.
We done heard some stories,
You
but
know,
Take it.
she you know what she get her gangsters for. Just put it like that.
taking it all back and us just reflecting on your childhood with grandma
Yeah.
and everything else.
Yeah, just speak on that too.
How did it feel being did you have somebody to talk to? Like, let me ask that first. Did you have somebody to talk to as a friend or anybody else around you? Or did you put it all into this book? And did that make you feel better like that? Was that the first time you was able to speak up?
No,
about
the
what
first
you
the
needed?
first time I was able to speak up about it is, like I said, when Lee Franklin,
retreat.
the documentary.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay. On
when
YouTube,
on YouTube.
Okay.
So that was the first time like she reached out, and she probably had already had other people to, she had asked to do the documentary. Me personally, when she asked, it was just like, yep, I sure do. I mean, it was an automatic yes.
Right.
You know, when she asked me, did I want to do it? And I was like, yeah. She was like, because what she asked was, do you know someone or anyone who has, been sexually molested? I was like, yeah, me.
Okay.
And she was like, oh. She was like, for real, Aisha? And I was like, yeah. She was like, well, she told me her story, and I was like, yeah. I was like, but, I ain't never had, no one to ask me that question.
Right.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? When I did speak about what happened to me, the sexual abuse or molestation, it was looked over.
So after all those years,
Yes.
you was finally able to come back
release.
to it and let it go.
When somebody else on the outside,
Right.
because I had already been telling the insiders, the ones that was close to me,
Right.
and I'm not blaming them. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming my mom. I'm not blaming my aunts. I'm not blaming nobody. You know what I mean? But the people that did it to me, my abusers.
Right.
That's the only, and I've forgiven them.
Right.
I'm not gonna forget, but I've forgiven them. I can look in their face, and it feels good that I can look in their face and stare at them, and they know that they were wrong
Because they should have had your back.
because they should have had my back.
And I do know some people, not the exact situation, but some kind of similar, and it hurt them more with they people not having their back than
Yeah.
the actual situation.
Yeah. So no, I didn't have anyone. So when Lee asked, that was the first time it was just like, yes, get it out. I didn't care who knew about it. At first I kind of, I talked to her like constantly, and she would tell me, don't worry about what nobody got to say. You know what I'm saying? Just be true to yourself and be transparent.
Right.
Be authentic. Tell the truth. Be honest.
Right.
And I'm sorry, that's me all day long. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Cause I'm really not a good liar.
Right.
Your
That's
daughter
one
ain't
thing.
either.
Yeah.
Your daughter get that from you because she can't lie for shit.
Yeah, whatever. I'd rather just tell you the truth, and
I'm
you know
gonna
we'll figure
tell
out
you
the
the truth.
consequences later.
Later.
You know.
That's
So,
mainly
that's me.
where where problems came in at,
Yeah.
you know, in life, because you did teach me that. And that's another thing. That's what I was about to ask you next.
Okay.
In reference to, you know, just how you were doing and your mental health, because sometimes the truth hurts, you know, and like you said, it's an emotional roller coaster. So
My mental was gone.
right.
You know that my mental was.
I know in some
In
ways,
some ways,
but when you finally, because I didn't realize that was your first time actually letting
Speaking
it out.
of-
You know,
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I did say something back when it happened
Right.
for one of them, one of
Right.
the assailants or whatnot. I did speak on it again, swept up under the rug.
Right.
And when it was swept up under the rug, and that was the first time, it was just like, oh, okay, because I was made to be. I was always fast because I was a hip. I'm sorry. At 12, I had a grown woman shape,
right.
and I did. I had a grown woman. I had no breast, but I had a butt. You know what I'm saying? And I was just shapely.
Right.
So a lot of grown men looked at me in a way that they shouldn't have been looking at me.
Right.
When that would make me uncomfortable, me being me, I've never held my tongue for no one. I've never held my tongue for nobody. So I'm gonna address the problem right then and there when it happens. And when that was swept under the rug, that was when most of my rebellion started happening. That's when I started. Okay, y'all don't want to believe me. Oh, I'm fast. I'm this. I'm that. So I just started showing them what they wanted to see.
Right.
So did that stop you from going to express anything else to them? Like, did it stop you from
Yeah.
trying to tell them? I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure more things was going on. After
It was, and guess what? I would block it.
Okay.
I would block it out. I wouldn't tell them nothing because I would feel like, why tell them
Right.
when they weren't nobody was gonna do nothing to protect me,
All right.
to help me. So I protected myself by putting up a wall, and just
Trying to fill that void.
fill that void. And how I would do that is I would do stuff. Don't get me wrong, working out, lifting weights was a big part of releasing frustrations. Running track, keeping myself busy into activities. When I was in high school, drill team, just trying to stay
busy.
focused and stay busy, not stay at home. Because it was days I didn't want to go home, y'all. I didn't want to go home. I did not. I hate to say it, but I have to be honest. I did not want to go home after coming from high school. I did not want to come home because he was there.
Right.
And I had to look at him every day. So yeah, I would act out, or I wouldn't come home, or I would sneak out the windows with my babies.
I didn't want to say that. I did.
Well,
hear
I'm
that
gonna.
part, though,
Well,
but
I'm gonna say yes. I did put my babies out of the window. I had a friend to stand outside of my window, stand on a car, and I put because I was like, I gotta say peace. I gotta get out of here.
Right.
I mean,
And people, like I said, people can definitely relate. So I'm glad you're now sharing your story to uplift others and
encourage
to
others.
Speak out and try to heal, within themselves, even if they don't necessarily feel comfortable just yet to speak out. It's still starting a healing process for others.
Yeah, definitely find somebody you can talk to.
You have to, and that's another thing that we don't necessarily talk about in our community.
No, because they say
As
we
far
shouldn't
as-
talk to nobody.
Yeah, we shouldn't.
Don't
talk
tell
to
nobody your
Don't
business.
tell nobody your business.
Don't fuck with nobody.
Yeah,
Right.
don't you tell nobody about my business.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't
You
speak
know,
on
so
what
don't
she's
speak
going
on.
through.
Yeah, but in actuality, I'm gonna be honest. When I was made to go to counseling, when the judge said this is what you gotta do,
All right.
and I had to do it,
Right.
like I didn't want to speak to them. I would sit in the class in order to get through that class. In order to get through probation and everything that the judge had set forth for me to do, I had to have counseling. I didn't want to do counseling because I was like, I don't want to tell them nothing about me. I don't want.
After you started, though, it started to feel better.
Yeah. After I did, doing the little exercises that they would have us to do in a group setting, because I'm looking at these folks like, I don't know them. I'm not finna sit here and tell I ain't finna tell them what's going on with me. Yeah. I'm gonna sit here and I'll participate. Right. But I'm not gonna tell them. But then when I did start talking to people and start telling them, just little bits and pieces. Enough. Yeah, just enough. Wouldn't tell them too much because I had a big issue with trust. All right. I had a big issue with trust.
So did you end up seeing like some of them had the same stuff going on, or?
Some of them did. Okay. Some of them did have some similarity that was going on, and it was just like, oh, okay. So it was that I would let a little piece, a little bit more of a wall, just a little down, but then something else would happen, and that dang on wall, trust. And that wall would go right back up. Like, okay, no, I just was stuck that I wasn't gonna tell nobody nothing, but at the end of the day, it made me feel better, right? Because I was able to get it out to other people. It probably did help them, whether they told me or not. Especially, I know when I tell everybody about my son. You know what I mean? When I tell everybody, well, this, that went on, and I lost a son at 4.5 months back in. They're like, wait a minute, what? Yep. You did what? So what happened? What? And I'm like, shot and killed. What? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, what happened? Sometimes if I feel like telling it, I'll tell it. Sometimes if I don't, I won't. Right. It's kind of all on how I'm feeling.
Right. Because it's still a process.
Yeah.
And we all have those different coping mechanisms, like even with just the little stuff that we have had to go through as your kids with you, Yeah. Because it was still a lot of stuff that we had to cope with, with me and Alexis, just
and y'all still are
the situations, and we definitely
and
still are.
Y'all still are. Y'all
big time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. This I know.
Big time.
Yeah. So
you gotta be a strong man to deal with them dismissed, man. shout out to Mr. Robinson sitting at home right
now. For sure.
Yeah, I did say, nobody could handle me. He sat me down.
Right. We definitely said that one.
Yeah.
But we cope with it. We get through it, and that's another reason why I wanted to bring more lights and give you your flowers, because you definitely deserve your flowers. You definitely deserve your flowers as my mom, as a phenomenal woman, just in general, as
thanks, babe.
Aisha.
As a mother-in-law as well to me.
Oh,
you feel
thanks,
me? I
son.
do love you, Mom.
I love y'all.
I do want to salute y'all to the amount of love that y'all got in y'all family as well. I do come from a big family. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna get into my story, but y'all know my story as far as my grandfather being that glue of the family. Mm-hmm. And then once I started getting more involved with y'all as a family, is no separation of me not being a part of that family. So I do appreciate that, and I love it. And also, y'all haven't let go of your little brother or of your son. Right. You see a lot of people where something may have happened 20 years ago, whatever the case may be, and feel like they can't continue to celebrate it.
Right.
And y'all celebrate everything. Man. Y'all still celebrate it strong every year.
Every year.
I've celebrated it so many times with y'all, and it's just a little funny to me. And the crazy story about it all is that his birthday was the day before, or
it's the same day.
Same day as my little brother's.
No, it's the day after.
The day after.
Oh yeah,
right.
After Nas, yeah.
And Mama, your birthday is the day after my mom.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So it's
man, them connections.
It's kind of story. I tell people
God know he know what he doing. You understand me?
It's all aligned.
Mm-hmm. It's all aligned. It sure is.
Everything.
It is a blessing.
It's a family affair, baby. You ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You in this family
for
life.
I do want to touch on Tony too. I thought he was gonna be here.
Okay.
Like I said, shout out to him. And that is your husband. How long y'all been married?
a year. It was
made
a
a
year.
year.
It
on
was
December
celebrated it,
2nd.
right?
Yes, and then that was the thing. Like when we got married, I chose the date 12/2
Right.
because okay.
It's okay.
Take your time.
Said I wasn't gonna do that. But I chose that day because I had been so sad
Every year.
every year. I cried every year. Yeah. And it was hard. It was so hard because I just wanted him to be in our presence.
Right.
But that day, 12/2, it was the day that we found out, he was murdered. And I just wanted to have peace, and I wanted to be happy when that day came around instead of being so sad all the time. So that's why me and Mr. Robinson decided, December the 2nd was the day that I wanted,
And
to
it's
marry him.
it is a great relationship. Being on the outside looking in,
Yes.
you never know exactly what everybody's love journey was.
Yeah.
But did it start to where he was understanding with everything? Like when y'all first decided to continue more than friends, was you immediately able to open up to what you needed to open up to
Oh my
for him
God.
to know how to handle you?
Let me tell you, Tony already kind of knew about my story.
Right.
He knew me from, school. So, how we kind of started back talking was a class reunion.
Okay.
And after the class reunion, we just talked on the phone. We were friends. Mama was having she was selling something out of those the public storage. She was selling like she had bought a storage bin, and she was selling furniture out of the storage bin. And me being me, I'm climbing on the top of the furniture in the storage bin, but
Being
I'm
Superwoman.
yeah,
Are you
and I'm
sure?
on Facebook Live. Used to love go Facebook Live, okay? But I was Facebook Living, and I was climbing on furniture, and I was showing the furniture, and I was like, "Yep, we got this, y'all, y'all come on, get it." You know what I mean? And he was seeing it, and he was like, "Hey, I need this, say that for me. I get off at such and such time." You know what I'm saying? And it was raining that day, and he came and he got the things that he needed, and he even helped us, put the furniture back in the storage bin. I'm like, I ain't gonna do it because usually I'm sorry, not trying to be the man, but for the longest until Mikael and Tony came
I was
around.
about to say bodybuilding.
Yeah, I was the man of the house.
Right.
Just put it like that.
Yeah.
That's what I was. Everybody would call on mama.
Because it was only grandmas and grandma.
Yeah, and my mama just not. Yeah, me, I was a little tougher.
Right.
Not saying she ain't tough, but I was a little tougher
We-
with certain things. Yeah, but after that, it was just like me and Tony talked all the time. We would be
All
on.
the time.
Yeah, he would every day he got off work. He would be at Mama's house, like literally every day. It was like I was working at the Picture People. He would pick me up in the mornings. He would drop me off at work. And this one particular day, I would never forget this. I know he's probably gonna kill me, but he ain't gonna kill me for saying it. But I remember, I don't know. I think it was. I don't know if I just didn't want to be touched that morning, or I don't know what the problem was. But I wound up getting out of the truck. He was dropping me off, and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, love you, bye." And I was like, "Okay, it was a little too early to be saying I love you." So when I said it and I turned around, I was like, "Dang, did did I just tell you I love you? You know, and he was kind of looking and like, yeah, you did. And I was like, okay, we'll talk about it later. And I just kind of shut the door, you know what I'm saying? And went on in the building. But I was always able to talk to Tony. I mean, from, you know, the first time we kind of engaged and we kind of went out and, you know, as friends, just being honest, because we were very honest with each other. You know, he would ask me, you know, hey, you talking to somebody? And at that time, I wasn't talking to nobody, but, you know, yeah, I was intimate with someone else, you know what I'm saying? But it was just that honesty that we had. Me and Tony just had an honesty. We just was straightforward with each other. Right. It wasn't, I didn't ever feel like I had to lie to him. You know, he always gave me this sense of peace. You know, I used to always tell the girls, you know, and my mom and them, yeah, I'm going, this is my peace. I'm going where my peace at. Right. Because I would go over there with him and, you know, it was just a different feeling than I had with, you know, a male. Because I was so used to the abusive or the controlling, you know, type that I felt like I didn't have to be on eggshells with him. I felt like I could I just felt like I was just able to talk to him about everything, and I was. And still do. Yeah, still do. So shout out to Mr. Robinson for
Papa T.
y'all do give a huge example. You know, me and your daughter is on our way to being married. Yeah. And yeah, it should have been happened, could have happened. But we're here now, and it's still getting done.
That's right.
But it's still a lot more for us to grow and learn together as well.
Yeah.
And
don't feel bad. We're still learning too. Yeah, there's some things I'm still learning.
It's gonna always be a learning process.
Yeah.
That's right.
Everything.
Yeah. Because I'm still learning about marriage too right now. Some days I be like, whew.
Yeah.
Whew. Just breathe. But for the most part, I love being married to Mr. Robinson. Right. Okay, let me just put that out there.
That's right.
You know, I love being married to him because he takes care of me.
Right.
He's a big provider and a big protector.
Right.
You know, so yeah, shout out to him.
Shout out to Papa T.
For
going back to the little trauma that we do know about. You know, he did bring that light. That was one thing that I could see, because you know, us being your girls and you, our upbringing, we were.
I didn't bring men. Yeah, I didn't bring men around
when it came to that. Cause it was like, who is this? Why he here today?
Yeah, y'all done did a lot of. They done ran a lot of people off. They ran. My children they did. Your wife and your sister-in-law have ran off a lot of men.
Oh yeah, I know it.
Because
I don't want to say a lot of men like that. Let me tell you that back.
No, it ain't
I don't want to say like men like that,
but the ones that she did bring around, because she was very particular. Even if she was, you know, even a friend, she didn't bring them around. So it wasn't a lot. But the few that she did bring around, it was like, who you is? And
like,
why you here?
Don't do them like that.
I mean, it'd be like that, especially when you see your mama raising you as a single parent and seeing the things that she going through. It'd be like that. I was raised by a single parent.
Yeah.
And Alicia tell me all the time, man, you be having your mama scared to bring dudes to you. You be having your mama scared to introduce somebody to you.
I don't like that.
Man,
don't do
Alicia
like
be knowing about the new man before I do. You feel me?
I have to prep him a little bit.
My mom don't be having no man, because Alicia sits there and puts it on me like, your mama's scared to get a man because of you.
Put it on you.
Feel me?
It is you, sir. It's not no putting on you.
But going back to y'all,
he getting off of him.
Yeah. You had two bulldogs at the house with you, so I believe
for
it.
sure. You know that.
You had a bulldog and a red nose.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes. For
Just
real.
because that's how, again, we saw what she went through. We saw, and she expressed her traumas to us. So it was just like, okay, yeah, nah, you're gonna have to come with it or something.
Yeah, and baby, when they didn't come with it, it was bad. It was bad right now.
All right.
Yeah, it was bad. They would just do stuff, and I'd be like, y'all don't why would y'all say stuff like that?
But
Like, why would y'all do that? And why would y'all
not
embarrass
just
me?
being mean and trying to
But
embarrass
it was
her
embarrassing.
No, but it was what did she always used to, what did she tell you that she taught us?
Speak your mind.
Speak your mind
I
and
did.
tell the truth.
Speak your mind.
Speak your mind and tell the truth.
Damn.
So it was just like, well, you don't what? Like that was the truth, Mom. I'm confused.
Yeah, but I guess I just didn't want you to
be
just.
mean, but
But you were.
it was the truth.
But they were.
But it was the truth.
See, you know, some kids like yours, you got to specifically tell them speak your
Right.
mind, but
Yeah.
sometimes wait
Yeah.
to the right moment to speak your mind. You feel me?
I'm going to say it.
Because it's a huge difference. I used to get my ass popped in my mouth. If I try to speak my mind right there,
And so did we.
my mom pop my ass right in my mouth.
Yeah.
Or I get punched in the chest.
Don't do that. Girl, we is okay. This is where you have to. I did say I was gonna be honest and transparent, but don't tell nobody else
We
that.
ain't gonna do that.
Okay, Fusion Radio, y'all didn't hear that.
Hey, but the tough journey that you've had.
Yeah.
I salute you because regardless of the pain, regardless of the memories, regardless of anything that you might still be carrying or not carrying, you are still making something. The Yoni Steam, you started that first, right? That
Right.
was the first thing you
Yeah,
did.
that was the first thing. Is Yoni's thing.
And that went good. Where can they find you at for that?
So you can find me in Covington,
Okay.
Ease Garden.
Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram it's es.gardens on Instagram, or _ Lady Legacy for the Notary Public or the tax services.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the Yoni Steam, it really inspired me too because when you explained everything to me, I'm like, okay. But the power with your tongue, as you told me
Yes.
before, with speaking on Ease Garden
Yes.
and what it really meant with the Yoni Steam business, and then explaining more on the Yoni part of it and your body and just balancing and cleansing from within. That kind of made me look at it a lot differently, and that's when I start asking more questions with you and what happened to you and why you wanted to, do that. Because I'm like, oh, what you want to look at?
Because you gotta keep
why you want to do all that with other people?
I'm just saying. I'm very helpful. I mean,
Right.
that's just me.
Right.
I would rather for somebody to know, because a lot of people are not told about their bodies.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you have a smell, do something about it. It's called go to the doctor. I mean,
see
it's
about
or whatever.
yourself,
Yeah,
just
just
in
see
general,
about
'cause
you.
even
Yeah,
with being
you just have to take
abused-
care of you.
Exactly.
You
And
definitely-
even with the molestation and everything, that kind of like, I don't know, it gives you a sense of cleansing from the inside out.
Yeah,
When it comes.
yeah,
to
because
that.
it's
So-
like I'm able to help somebody.
Right.
Nobody helped me. I feel like nobody helped me.
Exactly.
So yeah.
I definitely.
I hope
feel like this is
yeah. Did it help it? Did you?
definitely positive. My first
Good.
one was amazing. So I always be like, Mom, I want a time.
Yeah.
By that time.
Okay.
But we just wanted to give you your flowers.
Thank you
and
so
I
much.
Definitely, and the courage
Yes.
to whisper. My Time to Speak is on Amazon.
Yes, definitely can
That
go
was a
get it
big
on Amazon.
accomplishment. My mother is an
Thank you.
author.
I am an author.
Aisha Dismute Robinson. You
That's
can
right.
find her on Instagram.
Yes.
She does Yoni Steams. We do got a spa and idea coming real soon for y'all, so stay tuned on our plans with everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Texas, I'm coming to you for sure.
Yeah.
Come on,
Y'all better
come
hit her
on.
up.
Feel me?
Yes.
Y'all know us.
January
Y'all gotta
2nd
make
come around
sure.
quick.
Right. That's
So, got them. We accept these loans up to $7,000. Just come on and see me. I got you. I
Well,
got you.
we giving you your flowers.
Thank you, baby girl. Thank you, my son.
As
I
we
appreciate
always
y'all.
do.
Thank you for Fusion Radio for, letting me
Yeah,
get my
appreciate
story out here as well. So
Yes.
thank y'all so much. Thank y'all.
Yeah, we got Peter and Shantae over there, but we most definitely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And stay tuned.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram. We got Worthy Catering. That's where we do private events, up to 2 people, a little private dinner, up to 100 people for weddings. We got a wedding coming soon. So just holler at us. We did have a food truck. Unfortunately, some things happened with that, but we do plan on getting another one within this next year.
That's right. Speak it into
My lady does
existence.
teeth whitening. You could catch her at, what's the Instagram for that, bro?
It's a.leger_. _essentials.
She had to think about it.
And any logo or anything that you see for us, she normally is the one putting that together as well. We are entrepreneurs, but I do still have a job to provide for my family.
That's right.
I'm a chef at Nouveau. So anybody ever in the area, Nouveau Jonesboro, come check it out.
Yeah.
Y'all getting food directly from me. Y'all see my face.
Yes.
And stay tuned. Y'all lock in.
Braggworthy
Subscribe, like,
Podcast.
comment. Braggworthy. Follow us.
Hey, we need to put that in the background for the next one.
Right.
At the end, while we talking, somebody in the background.
Braggworthy.
Hey, y'all, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thank y'all.
Mondays every Monday nights at 7:30.
7:30.
7:30. Get into it, y'all.
And we out there.
Hey.